Singapore defeated Iran 2-1 in tennis in the Davis Cup Asia Oceania Group III to clinch 7th. More on that in just a bit. But first, we're going to start off with the Merlion Cup in football. Back for the first time in a decade, Duncan?
Yes, that's right, John. A great way to bring back the Merlion Cup after 10 years away. And it was a 4-team format, as we mentioned earlier on in the previous episode. Singapore coming out on top. They did beat Philippines 3-0 in the semi-finals, and then the big one in the final against Thailand. 1-0 winners. Iksan Fandi coming through, coming all the way from Rofus, scoring the goal and going back to Rofus, a hero. And it's great for Singapore as preparations for the SEA Games ramp up, for them to get the victory. They did go to Thailand after that for a training tour, so it's all gearing up really, really well for Fandi Ahmad's side.
We have with us Shaheed, our special guest for today. Walk us through what the competition was like for you personally and for the team. I know it was a bit of a roller coaster ride. You started off losing on the first day, but eventually you grew in strength and eventually played a part with Roy in the final day of the competition to win the doubles.
On the day before, when the draw came out, we probably got the worst possible draw we could have. So we just thought to ourselves, don't worry about the results. We just go out there, give 110% every match, and just see how it goes. And I think results-wise, it could have been better, but I think performance-wise, we probably couldn't have done any more.
Now, Shaheed, great support coming out for all 4 days of the tournament. What was it like playing to a packed crowd? I think I saw you say somewhere online that this was probably the best experience playing tennis. Talk us through how it felt playing with a big crowd supporting you and having that home support.
Like pretty unreal for me, because usually we have about maybe maximum 13 people on a good day to support us, but I think I have no idea what the numbers were on the 4 days, but we definitely heard every single one of them who came out, and it definitely gave all of us an extra boost. When we were a bit tired after a long point, you just hear people cheering your name, cheering come on Singapore, come on Singapore. It just gives you the added boost to just try a bit more for the next point.
New Garden Swimming Championships. We're talking about our Team Singapore swimmers breaking record after record. I'm running out of accolades to describe them.
Oh, everyone likes to speak about Joseph Schooling, who's always going to get medals for you if he's competing for Singapore. Kwa Ting Wen really ramping up her game as well, leading up to the SEA Games. But the MVPs were Jonathan Tan in the male category and Sherlyn Yeo in the female category, and these are the ones that will hold the flag for Singapore when Joseph Schooling does retire, when Kwa Ting Wen does decide not to swim anymore. And so there's just this conveyor belt of talent that just keeps coming up for Singapore, and swimming is always one of the strong sports in any competition that Singapore takes part in. And in the SEA Games, you talk about records, falling left, right and centre. I think we might see a couple more in November and December.
Over to bowling, of course. I understand yesterday you covered a bowling championships and Bernice Lim coming out as champions. More on that?
Yes, well, it was fantastic. The Singapore International Open, the 51st Singapore International Open, and it was broken into a male category and female category, and the finals saw in the male category a Malaysian win it, Rafiq Ismail taking the title, beating a South Korean in the final. But it was an all-Singaporean women's final. Bernice Lim up against New Hui Fen, and it was a nail-biter. It was a step ladder challenge, and it was the first time I've ever seen that kind of format. So New Hui Fen was the first seed, and she had to wait for the incumbents, which was either a second, third and fourth, who had to play in a playoff. The second in that category was Bernice Lim, and she got the better of two other South Koreans, and in the final, in a step ladder process, New Hui Fen as top seed, if she won the first game, she would win the title. But if Bernice won the first game, then it would go to a second game and it would give Hui Fen another opportunity. Bernice won the first game and she won the second game by 1 point, and for the second year in a row, a Singaporean wins the women's title in the Singapore International.
More coming in our show in Spotlight on Team Singapore, so don't go away just yet.